The Calabarzon region is known as the industrial hub of the Philippines, owing to its numerous economic zones and thriving business sector. As the second largest contributor to the national economy, the region plays a significant role in driving the country's economic growth. The region is also dominated by a road-based transport system, particularly major national roads connecting primary and secondary urban centers. These roads link the Calabarzon provinces to other regions in the north and south. Seaports link the region's island municipalities and other regions to Calabarzon. A sound spatial strategy is imperative to achieve the region's visions, goals, and development outcomes. In line with the National Spatial Strategy of the National Physical Framework Plan and the Luzon Spatial Development Framework, the Calabarzon Regional Spatial Development Framework adopted the following interrelated strategies: regional agglomeration, connectivity, and vulnerability reduction. With the projected increase in population, the region will promote the development of multimodal and intelligent transport systems, further develop internal and external linkages to other regions, and support a competitive regional economy. Major interconnectivity projects will be pursued to strengthen the linkages with Luzon and Visayas regions. The Regional Physical Framework Strategy also identified the following strategic development clusters to guide the direction for growth, given the area shows the Calabarzon's and the country's economy. Cavite and Laguna Industrial and Commercial Cluster, with major cities and fast urbanizing municipalities serving as a center for industrial and commercial development in the region. Metro Batangas Cluster, the industrial area of existing manufacturing ecozones in Tanawan City, Santo Tomas, and Malvar will be fully maximized. Western Cavite and Batangas Agricultural and Tourism Cluster, whose economic activities will focus on agriculture and services, livestock, fishing, among others. Other development clusters include Laguna Lakeshore and Maginhawa Cluster, Laguna Quezon Agri-Industrial Cluster, Infanta Mauban Family Growth Triangle, Central Quezon Processing Center, Southern Quezon Institutional Cluster, Colillo Island Cluster, Metro Rizal Industrial and Commercial Cluster, and Rizal Quezon Protection Cluster. Several economic, social, and governance reforms were realized during the 6 years of implementing the previous Regional Development Plan. These paved way to the continuous improvement of the services in the Calabarzon.
However, assessment of the previous plan has revealed the following challenges that will affect the region's continued socioeconomic growth in the next 6 years. Increase in population due to migration. Below standard or limited facilities on health, education, safe drinking water, basic sanitation, and information communications technology. Absence of intermodal transportation system. Pockets of poverty still persist. High risk and vulnerability to disasters. Low farm productivity. Learners' low proficiency in math, science, and English. And skills mismatch contributing to unemployment. The region will also aim to address our unwanted future, as indicated in the National Innovation Agenda Strategy document, such as masakuna or distress and disaster, lamit lupa or wider inequalities, and mababaw or slow to change.
To address these challenges, the Calabarzon Regional Development Plan 2023 to 2028 was formulated to provide direction for the region's development. The Regional Development Plan lays down the overall goal of economic and social transformation for a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient society. It adopts the same framework of the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. The RDP has two major objectives: develop and protect capabilities of individuals and families, and transform production sectors to generate more quality jobs and competitive products. The RDP is also aligned with the 2046 vision for CALABARZON, our vision of vibrant economic diversity and vitality with progressive, well-planned town clusters inhabited by God-loving people enjoying globally competitive, balanced, and resilient ecosystems, as specified in the 2017 to 2046 Regional Physical Framework Plan. The strategy framework is also geared towards the attainment of administration's 8-point Socioeconomic Agenda and is anchored on the long-term vision for Ambisyon Natin 2040. It also supports attainment of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. Through the RDP, CALABARZON aims to achieve these targets in 2028, sustain CALABARZON's high levels of economic growth from 6 to 7% in 2023 to 6.5 to 8.1% in 2028 through the industry and transportation sectors. Reduce unemployment rate by bringing it back to pre-pandemic level of 5.9 to 6.2% by transforming the production sectors that generate more quality jobs for the region's labor force, and further reduce poverty incidence among population to 5% by uplifting municipalities with poverty incidence higher than the national level. CALABARZON intends to boost its economy by capitalizing on its strengths as the country's primary industrial region and diversifying its growth drivers by developing its other sectors like the services and the agriculture. Each chapter of the RDP took into consideration the mainstreaming of gender and development, migration and development, culture and values, human rights, disaster risk reduction, and climate change mitigation, among others. To achieve the first objective on developing and protecting capabilities of individuals and families, several strategies will be implemented. Human and social development will be promoted by boosting health, improving education and lifelong learning, and establishing livable communities. The Sectoral Committee on Social Development Social Protection will continue to spearhead interventions to address issues in health and implementation of universal health care and responsible parenthood and reproductive health laws. The establishment of Regional Mental Health Council in CALABARZON will also set standard for patients' referral system, including barangay health stations, rural health units, and hospitals. On the learning losses brought by prolonged distance learning, the Department of Education Region 4A will administer early language, literacy, and numeracy assessment. The region will also be guided by the CALABARZON Regional Education Development Plan 2023 to 2028, which lays out priority strategies in basic education. To adopt the modern learning spaces, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Technology Empowerment for Education, Employment, Entrepreneurship, and Economic Development, or the Tech for Ed program, will be implemented. The DICT has already established 527 Tech for Ed in the region as of December 2022. The region will establish livable communities by improving access to food, health, education, safe drinking water, basic sanitation, among others. It will also continue to close and rehabilitate remaining 9 dump sites in the region and establish more integrated waste disposal facilities. On increasing income earning ability of individuals and families, employability will be increased through the development of modern and responsive technical and vocational education training or TVET in higher education, in collaboration with TVET Industry Board and Association. Access to employment opportunities will be expanded. Labor market governance will be shared through linkages among industry associations, enterprises, social partners, among others. On the second major objective, transforming production sectors to generate more quality jobs and competitive products will be achieved through opportunities to participate in the value adding of agricultural products will be created for primary producers. The region's industrialization will be further promoted by expanding and developing new ecozones in Rizal, Batangas, and Quezon. Also, support the industries producing for the domestic market will be expanded. Creative industries will be developed and fostered for the services sector, while the tourism industry will be strengthened by improving the quality of tourism experience in CALABARZON. Research and development, innovation, and startup ecosystem will be developed. Priority industries of the region, such as the IT BPM, metals, automotive, electronics, and petrochemicals will be promoted, and their industry linkages will be enhanced. All this will be supported through fostering an enabling environment supportive of the region's social and economic transformation. Good governance will be practiced. Bureaucratic and regulatory efficiency will be improved. Financial inclusion will be promoted. Public financial management will be improved. Peace and security and administration of justice will be enhanced. Infrastructure will be expanded and upgraded. Climate action will be accelerated and disaster resilience will be strengthened. The Regional Contingency Plan for Taal Volcano Eruption, approved by the Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Committee, serves as guideposts for all preparedness and response operations related to the Taal Volcano eruption. The implementation and monitoring of projects under the CALABARZON rehabilitation and recovery programs on Taal and tropical cyclones Quinta, Raleigh, and Ulysses, and COVID-19 provided for strategic interventions for the rehabilitation and recovery of affected communities.
Some of the priority legislative agenda with key features in line with identified strategies and directly contributing to the region's socioeconomic transformation include Southern Tagalog Region to be known as CALABARZON Region, National Land Use Act, Innovative Startup Act, Farm to Market Road Development Acceleration Bill, Waste to Energy Act, Amendment of Enhanced Basic Education Act, Lifelong Learning Development Bill, Crisis Intervention Program bills, among others.
As a blueprint for regional development, we invite our government and private sector partners, the academe, and civil society to use the CALABARZON Regional Development Plan for 2023 to 2028 as a guide in all our development efforts. With the Regional Development Plan supported by all stakeholders, we move closer to achieving the Ambisyon Natin 2040, Matatag, Maginhawa, at Panatag na buhay para sa lahat.